Welcome to the Clarity Advisor Show, where you'll learn how to grow your team today. Join Ken Trupke and his guests as they discuss what works and doesn't work to grow your team in today's world. And now, your host, Ken Trupke.
Hello, and welcome to the Clarity Advisor Show. Building a team in real estate can be tricky because it's an industry that's fairly easy to get started in and also easy to move around. My guest today, Mike Smallegan, started his own group after being frustrated by the business models of other brokerages. Now with a team of over 20 agents, Mike has worked hard to put his team first so his realtors can in turn serve their clients well. So welcome to the show, Mike Smallegan. Mike, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on. This is an exciting opportunity.
All right, well, so let's jump right in. Tell me about Smallegan Real Estate. Who are your clients and how do you serve them?
I think my clients are two different answers for that. So my clients personally are the agents that are on my team. So my job as a leader is to help them do a better job. So I really need to kind of be accountable to them. And our clients obviously are real estate clients that are looking to buy or sell a home. And our goal for them is to make the process as easy as possible. And we provide lots of kind of resources along the way just to aid the agents and make the whole experience consistent and repeatable.
Okay. Well, first of all, I love that answer that your role is to take care of your team and then the team's role that's awesome. So what does make Smallegan Real Estate unique in the market? I mean, there's obviously lots and lots of realtors out there, lots of realty companies out there. What makes you guys special?
Getting into real estate, the bar's pretty low. Anybody can be a real estate agent. It takes 40 hours and a test that you have to pass. Sometimes that's not enough for a barrier of entry into real estate. We actually provide a lot for the agents on our team. We're going to provide more training, more tools, and just more guidance to get started, because buying a house is not a small thing, and the training that's required is very minimal. So we really respect and value the trust that our clients put into us. Sometimes, real estate agents put the commission check before the clients, and I've really made that a priority, that our agents put the clients first and the experience first, and the commission checks will come. We provide the trainings for the agents and really give them a better understanding of what needs to be done and how to do things, and then operate at a high level of integrity. Behind the scenes, we have marketing experts. We have a transaction coordinator who does hundreds of transactions every year. So there isn't anything really that's going to surprise her. And then just the coaching and mentorship that we give the agents really just translates down to the agents on the team.
Yeah, that's terrific. I love the idea of putting the client first. Obviously, I think we're here in business to serve our customers. And when that happens, when we do that well, they reward us with those, what used to be green pieces of paper and now are just digits, but it turns into money either way. So, but yeah, you start getting focused on what's in it for you and what's my commission going to be, and all kinds of things go sideways. But when you stay focused on that client, stay focused on their needs, things work out in the end, and you just get better transactions. And for your business, I'm sure referrals is a big thing as far as, and also repeat business. And so if you serve someone well, they're likely to tell their friends and come back again.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. I typically tell people that, like, I'm not looking for today's transaction. I'm looking for you to call me in 5 years and without hesitation, reach out as the realtor that you're going to use in a transaction. So that's the service that I want to provide today. So in 5 years, it's not a question.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike, tell me a little bit about your early career and what led you to the path that you're on now.
So I actually wanted to get into real estate a long time ago. So I responded to a newspaper ad in 2003, actually. And that newspaper ad was, come be a real estate agent. We provide the tools and opportunity, whatever. I met with a guy. He pretty much talked me out of it. And that was disheartening. He basically said you should go sell used cars. And that kind of stuck with me probably way too long. But and then in 2006, I actually bought a house, an investment property, and I asked that realtor again, like, how do I get into real estate? And he directed me to his office manager, and she pretty much said the same kind of thing, like, real estate's tough for younger people. You should really have 3 months of income saved up. You should like go prepared, be prepared not to make any money for a long time. And that sucks. Like, to tell somebody that, like, no matter how hard you work, you're not going to get paid for 3 months. But in 2013, for a while, I actually owned a cell phone business before getting into real estate. And that taught me a lot and taught me like the value of work and the value of your clients and repeat business. And then in 2013, the cell phone industry changed a little bit. They wanted me to be exclusive with the specific carriers that I was representing. So I decided being in the wireless business wasn't what I wanted to do. I closed up shop, I sold everything, and I interviewed several brokerages. And I was still kind of at that point looking at these different brokerages like they were the ones hiring me, when in real estate, I'm an independent contractor and I should be hiring the brokerage to help me get better in my business. So going back to that guy that told me, like, you go sell used cars, like, the focus should have been like what he could help me achieve, or how I could learn the business working alongside him, because the agents are the ones providing the income to the brokerages. So it's a little different, right? Than just you going in to apply for a job. And I make it an effort to tell new agents that they should be interviewing the brokerages that they're going to hire. And that's a different perspective than I think a lot of people have going into this business. But I started in 2013 on a real estate team. I interviewed a lot of different brokerages at that point, but I started on a team. And, my questions were like, how can you help me? I'm new, obviously. I want to learn the most. I want to be able to serve my clients at a high level. And I want you to teach me, right? So I joined a team, and the team had a lot of changes kind of in that first year, and a lot of people left. The leader of that team ended up taking a salary job at a different company, and kind of left me with this like hole. Like, I joined this team because of all this stuff that was provided, and they were good. They gave me a lot of opportunities when I left, as far as like internet leads and contacts and that kind of thing. Well, I didn't actually leave, but they gave me all those opportunities and said, here, make what you can out of them and pay me a referral fee. So that's really where the team started. Is the team that I was on fell apart, and they're like, kind of do your own thing. And I've learned a lot along the way as far as like what not to do. And I think that's been like kind of the focus of the team all along, is how can I do a better job for the agents on the team so they can do a better job for their clients, and taking what I've learned in different situations and the mistakes that other teams have made, and not making them for myself.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I love that you had an experience where people weren't looking to help you and pour into you, and kind of flip that around and said, when I get in this position, that's going to be my goals. I'm going to be helping the people coming to me to be better, because it's the agents, not the broker, that make the brokerage. And
Right.
it's such a great philosophy for leadership in general, whether it's real estate or anything. It's your team that's doing the work. And if you're the leader that thinks it's all about you and the team's there to serve you instead of you there to serve the team so that they can go serve your clients, you're just missing the boat. So that's great stuff. So for those of you watching on video right now, you can see behind Mike, he's got a screen with about 20 people on that. I'm assuming is that the current team?
That's the majority of the team. There's actually a few cartoons that I'm waiting on.
Okay.
It changes all the time. I mean, real estate is a business that we grow and we shrink and we change, and people decide that the path that they're on isn't the right one for them, and that's okay. We're all independent contractors in this business, and as long as you feel like you're being taken care of and you see value in the place that you're at, things, are going to keep going well. And if you don't see value in where you're at, you need to make a change. Current team, I have some people that have been with me for a few months, and I have people that have been with me 5+ years. So, and the team's changed a lot in those 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the analogy of team. Sometimes we get caught up in calling it a family, but a family doesn't really transition players often. And so, whereas a team, like, people come and go, right? That's how it goes. There's seasons on the team, and it might be a year or two, or it might be 5 or 10. And there's no right or wrong there. It's just that the team's always in transition, and we're always there together to serve clients, but the makeup of that team can change over time. So yeah, that's good stuff as well. So obviously you didn't start with a team of 20. So tell me about some of those early years and the first couple of people you brought on, and what you learned as you grew that team.
Yeah. So when I originally started the team, it was with people that were in the office, and they had a need, right, which was do more business. I had a need of having too much business. So it worked well together. And my first couple hires were agents. And the fourth hire was an assistant. So that assistant helped me with transactions. She helped with marketing and just kind of all around office stuff. Then we brought on a few more agents. And I think a lot of teams are actually structured in a way that your role is very specific. And I bring on real estate agents, and the real estate agents that I bring on do all of it. They do the phone calls, they do the showings, they do the buying, they do the selling. Some teams have specific roles in which they operate, where I think that to be a good buyer's agent, you need to know what sellers are looking at. To be a good selling agent, you need to know what buyers are looking at, and then to also be able to make phone calls. And when they do more of the work, they actually get more of the commission also, which it's not all set up that way. So some teams have specific people for every different part of the job, and that slices the pie a lot smaller. So I think that empowering agents to know the entire business, it gives them more freedom if they were to ever want to do something different, because they're going to know all there is to know about the business. So, and I need to keep providing value that they see, that they want to stay involved with a team.
Yeah, I think that's so wise that you're showing them that whole breadth of the business, with the idea that you just said it, so that if they end up going somewhere else, they know all the pieces. That's such an abundance mindset of that there's enough business out there for everybody. You don't need to just only show them a niche so that they could never leave and go become your competition. It sounds like you're willing to just help people become the best they can be. And if they end up leaving the team and doing something else, well, that's okay.
Yeah. And I mean, my goal really is so they never leave, right? Continue to provide value to keep them. So we do things a little different. So we agents on my team always get listed first on all purchase agreements and listing agreements. That's not a normal thing in the business. Typically it's the team leaders first, and then the secondary agent is second. But we do agents that do the deal, they're first on all the contracts, which is a unique thing. And we also have tiered commissions. So the more transactions, the more people you help, the more money you can earn, which is also something that's a little different than a lot of other real estate teams are. And the level of service that we provide is really not matched with any other company out there, with having a full-time social media person, full-time transaction coordinator, sales manager, productivity coach. Like, all of these things really make their job easier and allow them to do more, which, I think you might look at it when you're getting in this business, like, how much of my commission do I get? But it's really about how much value am I getting for the commission that I'm putting towards the team. So, and just keep providing value is really what important.
Yeah, that's great. I want to dig into some more of the lessons that you've learned along the way. We'll do that on the other side of the break. So stay with us on the Clarity Advisor Show.
Is your business where you want it to be, or on track to get there? Clarity Advisors helps business leaders improve communication and get your team aligned and engaged for greater success. We specialize in helping you streamline your sales and operating systems to improve efficiency and grow your profits. Call or text Ken at 616-822-2998 to have a complimentary 12-minute call to see what some clarity could do for you.
Okay, welcome back to the Clarity Advisors Show. Today we're talking with Mike Smallegan of Smallegan Real Estate. So Mike, as you've been growing this team, what are some of the mistakes that you've made as a leader?
I was actually just telling somebody the other day that if they wouldn't like the leader that I was 8 years ago, right? Like I've definitely grown in the role. And I think that's important, right? Like everyone needs to continuously get better and do things to improve, right? So reading books and podcasts and all of that kind of helps me have a better understanding of how to be a better leader. I think one of the biggest things in the beginning was I have the mindset of like, I know what my job is. I'm going to do it. I don't need appreciation for every win that I have. And that's me, right? But other people might want that recognition or a pat on the back or the good job or just hearing that they did something right? So just I think understanding that people are wired differently and they need different things than I do, right? So we're not all the same.
It's such a good insight. What are some things that you've seen maybe other leaders make, maybe other places you've worked, or just things that you know of? You know, people come into your team and they tell stories about what happened at their old place. What are some mistakes that you know of that you guys are trying to avoid?
Making it all about the team leader. So making it all about myself. I think, going back to 2015 when I started the team, I didn't really know that I was starting the team at that point. It just kind of happened. And our office actually said, "What is your team name?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't think of that." Right. And then one of the guys on my team was like, "Well, why don't we call it Smallegan Real Estate?" And I was like, "Okay, let's go with that." So I think there's a lot of teams out there that make it all about them and that they're the reason that they're successful. And that's just not true. Like you can't do as much or the same level of job by yourself. You need a good team. And even if your team is the lenders that you work with or the coaches that you have or the title companies, or there's so many different parts of a real estate transaction, and just having good people around you that you can, bounce things off of and ask questions of, it doesn't necessarily need to look like the team that I have looks.
Oh, that's good stuff. So as you've grown the team, then it's a 1099 thing. You're not technically hiring employees. You're attracting
employees.
Attracting talent is a big topic right now. What are some things that you've been doing and are doing to attract, those top agents and the people that you want on your team?
I let my agents do the attracting. So sharing their wins, putting them out there. They're out there every day meeting with buyers and sellers, going through houses, running into agents at showings, and they're usually talking about how busy they are and how excited they are to be part of this. And that's mainly where the attraction comes from, is just word of mouth from the other people on the team. So we go through, when we hire somebody for the team, we have a pretty unique process. We actually we'll have them meet with our productivity coach who meets with them once they're on the team weekly. And if he likes them and feels like they'd be a good fit for the team, he actually has Sarah, who's our sales manager, meet with them. And then if Sarah and Richard both feel like they would be a good fit for the team, they actually have to call 3 random people that are already on the team and ask them, what do they value about being on the team? What are the things that they think would they would want to change? Really, whatever questions. There's no script to that. We just tell people that are interested in joining our team to reach out to the people that are on it and get their opinion on what they like and where they, see the team going.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's a unique step in the process. I've not heard of that one. So I want to talk about retention as well. But before that, this is the second time now you've mentioned the productivity coach. Tell me more about that. That sounds really interesting.
So productivity, I mean, in real estate, it's pretty easy to get stuck in your own head. Like real estate's a roller coaster business where, you'll do phone calls, you'll do open houses, you'll do showings, and then you get people to work with, and then you stop doing that other stuff. And productivity coach Richard, who is actually the bearded guy to my left or right, I don't know how the camera's going to be, but that one. So Richard's been with me almost the longest. So he started as an agent on the team, and he really has a teacher's mentality and is really like level-headed and able to like have people work things out on their own, but with his help. He's even done that for me a lot. He decided that it was better for his family to move to New York. And he left the team as a real estate agent and became our productivity coach. I didn't want to lose him. So I thought, how can I help the team and keep Richard? And having him help the people on the team has been a game changer. So he will deal doctor. He will answer any like questions. Like he goes through phone calls and gives better ideas on the phone calls that you can make. He'll give you small goals to make because you typically are going to meet with him every other week. But it's something that the team provides. It's usually as a real estate agent, you pay extra for coaching, but that's just something that we include because we feel like there is a value there that will help people kind of get outside their own head and just focus on, moving the needle forward.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, so retention, you've attracted these great teammates, and now they've got a productivity coach as another bonus. How else are you retaining the team?
The value. So doing social media posts for them, the transaction coordinating that we do for them. So once a contract is signed, it actually just kind of moves over to our transaction coordinating department, and they don't have to worry about it anymore. They can focus on the relationship building with their clients and not focus on like getting paperwork to the lenders or to the title companies. The transaction coordinator takes care of that. And then appreciation, just letting people know that they're valued, having them talk in our team meetings about wins they've had. And we also do a tiered commission structure, which I think helps with retention. So all of those things I think really kind of add to it. And the biggest thing is just appreciation and gratitude, just letting them know that I do value them and I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, that goes such a long way, and it's such an easy thing. It literally costs us nothing, and yet it's so valuable to people. Everybody wants to be appreciated, and to hear that from a leader carries a lot of weight, and it makes a big difference. And it's one of those things that I think we lose track of because it is so easy to do. Like, well, it can't be very important. It's so easy and free, but it's a thing. So good for you. Hey, so what's your best advice for leaders today who are looking to grow or build a team? You said, you're not the leader you were 8 years ago. You've learned some things along the way. What do people need to be doing in today's environment to be successful?
They should succeed through their people, not around them. So, which basically what I mean by that is they should look for their people to win, and then the team leader would win as a result of their team winning. So it's a team effort. We can't all do the same job. We have to help each other and encourage, interaction between the team, and just be a help kind of all around with the people that are on the team, and succeed through your people.
Yeah, that's great. So Mike, as we kind of wrap up, in order to pour back into your team and bring value to your team so that they want to be around you and around that environment, you've got to keep your self sharp. So what are things that you're consuming these days? Podcasts, books, audiobooks, what have you, to that you can fill up with wisdom to share with your team?
Yeah, I've always been into the Tom Ferry podcast, which a lot of the people on my team also listen to, which is a basically a real estate podcast. There's a lot of good information around content creation and leadership and just real estate in general. A new one that I actually just started listening to is a Prof G podcast. It's business and financing, and there's just so much more information out there. I'm now like 4 or 5 episodes in, and there's just been so much good content in there. But and then books, Simon Sinek, Leaders Eat Last. That was, I think, a game changer with my leadership style. So I actually read that book about 2018, and 2019-20 were growth years. Like, it really started to change at that point. And I took a lot of really good nuggets from that book.
Yeah, it's a classic, and for a reason. And when you get that servant leadership mindset, it really embedded so that you can live it every day and really truly believe that you're there to serve your team, not vice versa. And frankly, everything you've been talking about today suggests that you get that. And so I could see where that book was seminal in that formation, but you've definitely taken it and made it actionable, and the results are the team that you have. So Mike, who should reach out to you, and what would be the best way for them to do that?
Well, I'm always looking to have conversations regardless with real estate agents or lenders. I mean, if I can help with their business, even if it's not joining my team or my brokerage, I'm fine with that. If I can help in any way, like, I'm all about elevating the industry, and realtors sometimes get a bad name just because it is a commission industry and there's such a low barrier of entry, and I'm trying to improve that. So if I can help anyone answer questions about what they should do to get into the business or books they should read, if you're interested in real estate, whether buying a house or selling a house, or if you just have questions about becoming a real estate agent, or if you're a real estate agent and you want to get to that next level, I've done it for 10 years and I feel like I've gotten better every year. And we just continue to grow as a team. And if anybody can benefit from that, that's who I want to talk to.
Good. And how would they reach you?
Oh, we're everywhere. Social media, we're at Smallegan Real Estate on Facebook, on Instagram, and then Smallegan on TikTok and Facebook. Or they can call me 616-275-5938. I'm here to help.
No, that's terrific. And we'll get the links to your contact and the Facebook and the other social media links, as well as those book recommendations. I love those. We'll have those in the show notes as well. So, Mike, such a pleasure to talk to you. I'm so glad you made some time for us today. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on the podcast today. It was really great.
Oh, you're welcome. And that brings us to the end of another Clarity Advisor show. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Clarity Advisor show. Clarity Advisors is a speaking, training, and consulting firm specializing in helping you simplify your sales and operating systems to improve efficiency and grow your profits. Connect with Clarity Advisors today to learn more about how they can help you improve communication and get your team aligned and engaged for greater success.